Season opener 2022. The Canucks have a 3-goal lead against Edmonton, and then wind up blowing it and losing 5-3. That season, they were terrible. It was awful. Everything went wrong. They were so bad they had to trade Bo Horvat, and they just couldn't win games. Season opener 2023. They absolutely destroy Edmonton. They win 8-1. It's a beautiful, glorious game. And the rest of the season, they're winning games. They have one of the most successful seasons in franchise history. Season opener 2024. They're playing Calgary. They have a 4-1 lead. They blow it and lose 6-5 in overtime. That year, everything falls apart. Everything they built the year prior. They end up losing everything. They have to trade Miller. The locker room falls apart. And they don't make playoffs. So, in the past, the season opener has been able to tell a lot about how the team will do in the season. That made this game a very big one in my head. The Canucks opened the season against the Calgary Flames. They benefit from the fact that Calgary faced Edmonton the night before, where they pulled off a 3-goal comeback again in their season opener against Edmonton. But going into this game, the Flames were going to be tired, and the Canucks were going to be raring to go. They needed to get off to a good start this season. So in the first period, when Kiefer Sherwood snipes one past Dustin Wolf, that's a pretty good start. Wolf was probably tired from the game against Edmonton the night before. Not only did he have to play the full 60 minutes, he also played in overtime and 8 rounds of a shootout. So that goal against might have been fatigue, because normally Dustin Wolf will save that. As the game progressed, neither team was getting a very good chance. Coleman had a breakaway at one point, which Demko stoned him on. But the Canucks weren't really generating a whole lot of dangerous chances, even the one that they scored on. Both teams' penalty kills were able to silence the Oilers' power play. And so we went into the third with the score still 1-0 for Vancouver. The Canucks have previously been very comfortable in 1-goal games, but they lost a lot of overtime games last year, so didn't really want it to go there. But luckily, shortly into the third period, Filipino gets the puck in the offensive zone, skates around a little bit, shoots one right off the dome of Kevin Ball, and then gets the rebound and puts it in the empty net. Bad luck for Ball, very good luck for Hedl. Bad luck for Dustin Wolf that Ball fell on him, and it was 2-0, a little bit of insurance. And then just 6 minutes later, after the Canucks were hemmed in their own zone a little bit, Archdeep Baines made a wonderful breakout pass to Philip Hedl, sprung him for the breakaway, and Hedl got it right past Wolf. They also weren't done there. Garland did some grinding in the offensive zone past the halfway mark in the third. Got it to Kane, who spotted Lekari-Mackey streaking in. Great pass, great shot by Lekari-Mackey right through Dustin Wolf, 4-0. And at this point, you're feeling a little bit comfortable, but then Calgary scores to make it 4-1, and the intrusive thoughts are kind of creeping up on you a little bit. But thankfully, there was Brock Besser a few minutes later to snipe one past Wolf again, making it 5-1 and making it comfortable yet again. And that's how the game ended. It was 5-1. Now, I think first off, I want to talk about Archdeep Baines. Going into the season and looking at that opening day lineup, the very clear weird spot on it was Archdeep Baines on line 2. Baines spent most of last year in the AHL, and in his NHL games last year, he wasn't exactly all that productive, so seeing him in the top 6 was a little bit worrisome. And there were some things to be concerned about in this game. He made a pretty bad play to not clear the zone that led to Calgary's goal. He looked a little bit lost in the offensive zone at times. But man, that penalty killing shift, it was crazy. Blocked, got it out of the zone. That's textbook. And that pass to Spring Filipino, there were like 20 seconds where I thought Quinn Hughes broke the franchise defenseman points record. And then I realized it was Archdeep Baines who made that pass. It was a perfect tape-to-tape pass right to Hedl. Glorious. So while I still don't think Baines is particularly a second liner, he definitely proved that he can be an NHL player. And showed some chem with Filipino there. It was really nice to get that penalty killing too with Teddy Bluger out of the lineup. Bluger was a big piece of our penalty kill last year, and he's going to miss a couple games this year, but hopefully we'll be back soon. Archdeep Baines filled his spot pretty well though. And then, of course, you got to talk about Filipino. Hedl didn't even look all that good earlier in the game. He was making some plays a little bit fancier than they needed to be. And even in that third period on that first goal, he was skating around and I was like, where is this guy going? But luckily he got it right off of Kevin Ball's face, so that always helps. And he tucked that breakaway. I mean, it was beautiful. That game gives me a lot of hope in Filipino this year. I was flinching every single time anybody made contact with him. If he can stay healthy, though, if he can stay like this, that guy can fill the 2C role. I have faith in him. He looks great offensively. Maybe there's some Kings defensively to work out, but he's fast. He can drive the play. He looked good today. He got off to a good start, and that's big. And you got to talk about that shot from Kiefer Sherwood. I mean, that release is so nasty. It's deceptive, It's hard, it's fast. This sounds weird. It was great. I mean, Wolf probably needs to have it, but you can't let that take away from the fact it was a really good shot from Kiefer Sherwood. And him scoring the first goal of our season is a lot cooler than last year when it was Daniel Sprong. Defensively, the Canucks were rock solid. I mean, they allowed that Coleman breakaway. They gave up some chances, but one goal against. Not too many strong chances from the Flames. The defense definitely did their part today. I think Myers was pretty good, even if there were some times he made an eyebrow-raising play. Marcus Pettersson was solid too. Forbert, I forgot, was even playing, which is honestly a really good sign for a defensive defenseman. If you're not noticing a defensive defenseman, then they're probably doing their job. Elias Pettersson got his revenge on Connor Zary, and now I don't want to see anyone injured. I don't want to see anyone hit headfirst into the boards. But I can see why Elias Pettersson would have done it. If you don't remember, there was a bit of a headshot that Connor Zary did on Elias Pettersson last year, so it's understandable. That hit by Uyghur on Pettersson, by the way, I don't think that was revenge for anything. I don't know why that happened. I mean, I was a little bit concerned that they only called it a minor at first, but giving Pettersson the minor for the hit on Zary later kind of evened it out, so it's fine. I am a little bit surprised that no Canuck went after Mackenzie Weegar. I mean, we're supposed to be a tough team. We want to be a tough team. We want to stand up for our team. And Weegar didn't really have to pay for that, which I don't really like. Like a Vander Kane, you're here for a reason, man. But I'm getting a little bit off topic. I was talking about the defense, and I wanted to segue into Demko because Demko looked great today. And there were a couple times where contact was made with him, and I was like shielding my eyes, like, oh my god, it's over. But he got right back up, had a great game. Maybe the goal he let in wasn't great. He could have been positioned better, but I can't really complain when you only give up one goal in a game. It's a little bit nitpicky to complain about that. It looks great. I mean, if we get that Thatcher Demko all year, we are a scary team. Looking at the top line, you have DeBrusk, Pettersson, Besser, which is a line that I've had my doubts in just because they're all... Let's just say I don't really think any of them can really drive the play that well. Maybe Pettersson if he's back to his normal self, but there's some concern. DeBrusk is a power forward, but even then, I don't know if I love all three of them together. But they connected to score that fifth goal. All of them got a point on the play, and they put the game away with that goal. So they did their job. They did their parts as the first line. They scored a goal. They got us into the safe territory, and they played well. There was a really good back check that Elias Pettersson had at one point in the game, and it's nice to see that he's continuing his defensive play. He was good on the penalty kill, too. He was starting some of the penalty kills, which is nice. I'm glad to see him get back into that role, because I like Elias Pettersson when he's being used as a defensive forward. I like him a lot when he's scoring, too, but he is good at defense, and we should be using him that way. And, of course, you got to talk about Quinn Hughes, because we scored 5 goals in this game. And Quinn Hughes didn't have a point. How? Maybe we aren't overly reliant on him this year? Maybe we can survive without having to get 3 points from Quinn Hughes every game? That would be quite nice. We actually didn't get a point from any of our defensemen that game, and that is totally fine when you're only giving up 1 goal. Also, they were scoring all throughout the lineup, which is very important to see in the first game of the season. I mean, Lekari Mackey, Sherwood, Hedel, Besser, that is all up and down our lineup. That's depth. That's every line. That is really good to see that all of those lines have contributed something already. I don't think they played their best game, which is really funny to say when they just won 5-1. I think they turned it on a lot in the third period. They had a great third period. But I don't think the rest of the game they were playing up to the standard that they would want to. I don't think they were generating a whole lot of chances. I think they'd be upset that they let the breakaway happen. I think Hughes would especially be upset that he wasn't able to knock down that pass. But I think they have more in them. And I think it's worth noting that they were facing a pretty tired Calgary team. But that is still a great effort. If you're not able to grind out a good win against a team that's tired, it's going to be a long season. There was a lot to love from that game. And there's a lot to give us hope for the next 81 games. This team can be so dangerous, and we proved that with that win. 5-1, defense looked sharp, goaltending looked good, offense was scoring. How many times did we score 5 goals under Rick Tocchet between January and April of last year? It was not many. I really like what Adam Foote's been doing so far. I mean, it's really early. I'm not saying that he's going to win Jack Adams or anything. But the fact that we're scoring 5 goals immediately, shooting the puck on net a lot more than we did under Tocchet, I like that a lot. And I wasn't suffering this game like I did all of last season. So far I like Adam Foote. I think it was a good hiring to this point, which again, not very far into the season. 1 game into the season. But we looked good in preseason. We looked good in this game. We could be so good. Oh my god. Oh, we better keep going with this. Oh my god. I'm really happy with the effort they showed. They played a great game, got a lot of scoring, got a lot of defense. I feel like I couldn't really ask for much more out of this team. We just needed to start the season off on a good note, and that is exactly what we did. In fact, I would say it was a great note. I'm very happy right now. I'm happy with how the team played. I think it was great. So, thank you, Canucks. We're back in action on Saturday night against Edmonton. Now, that's obviously going to be a very tough game. McDavid and Draisaitl. I mean, I don't really have to say it, but I'm going to say it anyway. And they lost their first game, so they're looking for their first win in the season still. They'll be out for blood, and we have to play in Edmonton. But if we can pull that one out of our ass, then maybe the league might be on watch a little bit, maybe a little bit slightly, maybe they'll be looking at us. The tides will turn. I believe in this team so much. I believe in them. Great game, great win. We're 1-0 to start the year. Let's go. We're tied for 6th in the NHL. Stop the season right now. End it right now. End it. Look. Oh, fuck. Look, we're that one. I'm losing it already. It's been 1 game. Okay, that'll do it. What did you think about the Canucks victory? I mean, I'm sure you're happy about it. Unless you're a Flames fan watching this for some reason, then you're probably not very happy about it. I thought it was great. I'm happy. And this is the first of these videos of many that I'll be doing. This is a good trial run. Okay, that's it. Bye.